welcome back to Aftermath, episode 21, I believe this is. Where we left off, our party had found themselves a new friend in the form of Felix. Lost Wakili to the jail cell for assaulting the guards, and discovered that Khoria is currently in some dire straits, as people in the first carriage, mostly, but also elsewhere, have been randomly mutating into horrors of the eldritch kind, is the best description I can give you. Since then, they have managed to make their way into the currently locked-down first carriage and are attempting to investigate what's going on and check on Mathias' house, which I think is pretty much where we'll pick up after they have just witnessed a man turn into a ball of eyeballs that popped, burnt to a crisp, and yeah, that was kind of it. He just sort of eviscerated himself into a ball of eyeballs in the middle of the street.
I think I'm still invisible, actually.
Probably, yeah, it's not been an hour.
Yeah.
. Well, I told you shit's been going sideways around here.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. I'm just gonna go. Oh.
You think I'm joking now? I say, like, looking to the rest of them and pointing at it. Like, I ain't fooling y'all. This shit's real.
Yargon, what's left of the creature?
There is some very fine ash on the ground. That's all that's left.
Matthias will pick it up.
Okay.
Okay, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, cock.
Always a good way to start.
Yep.
Mathias never learns.
Oh,
Okay.
good grief.
So, you pick up some of the ash. It appears to be sort of this very fine, white and black sort of powder-like substance. It's like
Sort
ash,
of
really.
burst saves. Where it just says, okay, and then just goes on.
Huh. Do I have any pouch on me?
Bag of holding.
What are you doing with that?
Well, I'd like to try and identify it once we're back home. See if
Why
there's
is
any
that
magic to it.
people?
That's not just ordinary dead people.
Well, I suppose, but it's still very dead now, and probably, like, gonna make you grow eyes, which is...
Oh, hang on a
Well,
minute, that hip
see.
flask is empty anyway. I'll take it in my hip flask and put it in there.
You-
You're definitely
I'm just
seeing that
gonna
later.
look at Mathias in disgust.
As am I.
What?
I'm just gonna, like, turn to Pandal and say, is he always like this?
Why does your hip flask not have whiskey in it?
Because I drank it.
Oh, alright.
That
Fair
makes
enough.
sense,
Sorry, it's my
actually.
concern.
And with the dust on me, I'll carry on towards my home.
Oi, buddy.
Yeah?
How about we not go I imagine you're taking, like, a normal large route or whatever, like a populated route.
Yeah, I'm heading straight home.
I just, like, grab you
Just
and
the
stop and
normal way.
say, isn't the whole entire purpose of me being here to help you get around without having to walk in places where more of those eyeball fuckers are?
Well, seems they seemingly appear out of nowhere, out of people anyway. We'd have to be avoiding, well, people. And it's not like... I mean, do you know a back way onto my street coming up in front of my house?
I just kind of, like, look at you with my mouth kind of, like, open slightly with a look of, like, what the hell do you
Right,
think
fair
I
enough.
am doing here? And then just, like, roll my
staring
eye.
at me.
I just, once again, turn back to
Either way.
Pandal. Is he always like this?
Oh, always.
How the hell do you stand him?
I'm a bigger arsehole, so I just gotta get used to it.
Fair enough, but at least you have more than one expression to you.
That's...
Either,
what
you know what?
I
Sure,
feel.
show me those back roads.
Okay, come on. I'll just do that.
Okay, so Felix begins to lead you through some of the lesser known alleys, the back routes, the kind of places that you guys would usually miss. Not particularly this time taking any sort of secret entrances or paths that maybe wouldn't be particularly legal, but just taken through back alleys and just shortcuts that you didn't even living here for so long didn't really know about. And
I would also like do stuff like walk on roofs and whatnot to get them around like large populations.
okay, sure. So as you come across like any market areas or that kind of stuff, you find your ways over rooftops and just around the place. You gather a few eyes every now and then when you do occasionally get spotted in the larger open areas, but mostly no one seems to give too much of a shit about you. You quickly manage to make your way back towards your house, Mathias.
I just imagine I just kind of like jump off from a nearby building, land onto the street. Well, here we are. I take it if this is your address.
Yeah, that's some clever pathfinding, I'll give you that much.
Hey,
I'll
careful with the jump there. You don't want to sprain your ankle.
I jump.
Roll a dexterity save.
Oh, dex save even. Can't I roll acrobatics the same in a cock?
Yeah, you're fine.
You smashed his ankle.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'll produce a key, put it in the lock, unlock it. Home sweet home. Open the door.
Okay, yeah. As you open the door, it looks, on the inside, pretty much exactly the same as the day you left it. Almost nothing appears to be changed.
Well, straight to the living room then. Come on in, you know the way.
I just like
Yep.
look confused and say, "No, I don't."
Felix,
Yeah, but
Jack,
they
welcome
do.
to the Greenfield residence.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna check the cupboards. Does he have any whiskey left?
Yes, he does. In fact, he has the Necco whiskey left.
He does, in fact, have one bottle of whiskey.
I will be following Pandal.
Was he already drinking the bottle of whiskey Wakili gave him too?
When did he give that? Was it before or after the quest? Because if it's after the quest, probably not.
No, it was before, so yeah, I guess you did.
Oh yeah.
So,
Mathias is heading into the living room. He's gonna sit down with his book, and he's gonna start with casting the ritual casting detect magic over the next 10 minutes.
Okay. A little bit unfamiliar to you, having to actually cast it as you sit down, rifle through the pages, and spend 10 minutes and 6 seconds working your way through attempting to cast Identify.
No, detect magic.
Detect magic, sorry. Okay, yeah, it takes you a few
Huh.
minutes to go through and actually cast it, but you do.
Yeah.
I take it this is the bottle my sister left. I say as I imagine I see the Pandal or someone grabbing it.
Well, we assume it's your sister, but yes. This was Matthias's gift. Grin at Matthias as I say that.
Yeah, Felix,
Casting a
that's
spell.
that's a type of bottle you recognise. That's a brand you recognise from a pub you recognise.
Hmm.
It's the one you were at the other day. Predictably.
Yeah, that's her,
What was it
alright.
called again?
The Squeaky Mouse.
It's
Oh,
Squeaky
yeah.
Mouse
Squeaky
brand
Mouse.
whiskey.
yeah.
It's not.
Oh yeah, that's from the Squeaky Mouse, alright.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh, is it the same stuff we had?
Not the exact same, different line.
Oh well.
Still good stuff though.
Pour Sauriv a glass of it.
Guess we might as well test it. Nope. Chug it.
Yeah, it's pretty good whiskey.
Hey. Pour me one too, would you?
I'll pour
Yeah, it's not
Matthias a
bad.
glass.
That's pretty
Is
good.
that from my cupboards?
No.
Yes, sir, it's
Deception
right.
check.
We had it on us. Go Sauriv.
Deception with advantage.
Do I
Yes.
Matthias,
Why does he give
insight,
advantage?
because
I'm
I'm
Patrick's
so
helping
good
him.
at this.
Oh
I'm
my
incredible at it. I told you.
Sauriv, I love you.
Oh.
Yeah, Matthias, he's talking shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like looking side to side as I say it
Pour,
and
pour
drinking.
me. I'll just repeat. Pour me one of that.
I'll pour him a second one.
I think he believes me. I'm
I
good at
think
this.
You've got him, Sauriv. Your honey pot has finally paid off.
I'll just produce how many? 2 more bottles of whiskey from my bag of holding. One already slightly started, as in about a hip's flask worth is out of it. And just put those on the table next to me, and then continue casting the spell.
I'm gonna like gesture around to anyone else if anyone
Okay.
else would want some whiskey.
Sure, that seems like a good idea.
Felix is
sure.
standing by the door and he looks over, shakes his head. I don't drink on the job.
Ah, fair enough. I'm gonna pour Jack.
Oh, actually, and
Well,
I'll dispel
one of
my
that.
invisibility because I'm still invisible.
Yeah. So you all watch as sort of the air in front of you shimmers and Akane is suddenly stood in the room next to you.
Oh, drink finally snap you out of it. Want some?
There you are.
Yeah, sure.
Poor people who want my glasses of not my whiskey.
By the way, Yargon,
Yes.
the blacksmith I got my sword from,
Yes.
was he in the first carriage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably check on him.
Yeah, I want to check on him.
So, Mathias,
Not now.
you
Yes.
finish your spell. And as you look around you, you can see the faint auras of magical items. Familiar to you. The not-so-faint aura that is Larkin and Akane. The ridiculous amount of glowing that is Larkin and everything he carries. Sure, Mac. Felix. As you look over, you take out the ashes. Doesn't appear to be magical at all. You do know, however, a little bit of enchantment on the bottle that you are currently drinking from.
I'm not drinking from any
Everyone
bottle.
else is drinking from.
Wait, I'm drinking from that. Guys,
Hello? Yes?
Mm,
that
yeah.
whiskey's in. That bottle's enchanted.
It's also
Hand it
mostly
over.
empty.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, are you
hand
saying?
me the bottle.
Are we drinking magic whiskey?
Yes, you are. Hand me the
That's
bottle.
the best thing ever. Give me more.
I'll pour Sauriv some more and then hand Mathias the bottle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna down that.
Okay.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm still. I
Maybe that's
leave
what
my
tastes so
glass for
good.
now, but I've already drank. I've already had some from it, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
start casting Identify.
Okay. So you sit down. Well, you're still sat down. You begin to
Yeah.
cast Identify. Is anyone else doing anything for the next 10 minutes, or just waiting for him to cast a spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but
Drinking?
So, anyone that's drunk anything from the bottle, just roll me a Constitution save, just
Oh god.
out of curiosity.
Does this
22.
does
There we
this
go.
count as poison?
No, this is not against poison. This is just a Constitution save.
Can.
You cannot. Okay. Sure. All right. So, Mathias, you cast Identify. It appears that the whiskey in the bottle has a very minor enchantment that has a chance of getting people slightly drunker.
oh,
Okay.
this is a good
just
enchantment.
I just look over at everyone else. Guys, we just wasted a good whiskey.
I mean, we
Oh.
drank it. That seems like the opposite of a waste, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Is there anything left in that bottle?
Is there anything left in that bottle?
I think that's up to Sauriv at this point.
I mean, probably not much.
There's a little drip in the
Maybe
bottle,
a
but that's
little-
it. Maybe half a glass.
Alright. Just top it up. Just empty it in here, and I'll just put my glass down on the table pointedly. And it's called the celebration that we're finally fucking home. Now, as to the situation, house seems to be fairly normal. Didn't
Yeah.
detect any magic, so I guess we can call this a base of operations. Figure out what's going on in
suppose.
here.
Mhm.
Nothing special about the ashes either, so you know what? I'm just gonna wash out the hip flask, and I'll head into the kitchen, get some water, and try and wash it out.
Yeah. Okay. The water's slightly magical.
the water is slightly magical.
Yeah, as you look at it, it's a little bit magic. It's a bit strange, but
What school of magic?
it would be enchantment.
Okay. Guys, don't drink the water from the tap.
Alright then.
Why?
Oi.
Turn you into an eldritch horror, perhaps?
Possibly, it's magical.
That's a good start.
Could you identify it?
Yeah, in a bit. I'm gonna check my bedroom because I haven't been up there yet. So
Mhm.
after cleaning the flask, I'll go to my bedroom.
Okay. You head up to your room. It's pretty much how you left it.
Any obvious magic to see here?
Nah, nothing really.
Alright,
that you
back
wouldn't expect.
downstairs. Gonna identify the water.
Okay. So you take a glass of water, you dip your finger in it, you sort of hold your finger in it while you identify it.
Yeah.
You cast the identify spell. It just appears to be a sort of slight arcane enchantment. There's just energy, just magical energy, just in the water. Can't really discern much more than that. It's just that there is an energy that has been sort of released into the water.
Okay, guys, so there is some magic in the water. Just raw magic? I don't know. Wouldn't recommend drinking it.
So where does the water come from?
Well, under the tap, don't it? Oh. Okay, clever. Yeah, I suppose that's not the worst idea to check out. Felix!
I feel like you had a conversation with yourself there for a moment.
Yeah, that was
Do you
weird.
mind, like, having the rest of us in on that conversation?
I mean, look, I'm trying to fill a void inside of me, okay?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, but I don't actually have a soul.
Sucks to be you then, I guess.
Yeah, it
I
kinda
mean, I can always
does.
tell you.
Uh-huh.
Either
Pandal,
way,
maybe you can join him in a while.
I'd really rather not, actually, Akane.
yeah.
I was like, it kind of sucks.
Where'd Felix go?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have signed a deal with, what was his name? Mr. McFuck himself or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, look, as I
Whatever.
said, got it under control. Alright? I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't under control.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Felix?
Cool.
I think he went out, I don't know where.
Oh,
Forward stealth, I definitely did not see Felix.
Just, what was it? It was a 24 and stuff. Just just because I want this, because it's funny. Yep.
Oh my god.
That happened.
Just because it'll be funny, and it was funny.
Larkin just sort of points at the door. Yeah, he went that way.
Oh
Oh,
my
thanks.
god.
I'll just step
This game
outside.
hates
Yeah,
me.
why?
This fucking game hates me.
I mean, you beat my passive, so.
It'd be like
I'll
everyone's
just
passive.
step outside,
Yeah, but
have a look
I mean,
around.
scalily, the
My
snake is
axis.
sitting on the table, I imagine.
Yeah.
Felix, where you at?
I just like jump over from a rooftop. What? What's up?
Cool thing. Do you know where the water from the tap comes from?
I imagine I do.
Yeah.
Can you take?
There's
Reckon you
a
can take us there?
there's a number of sort of huge water tanks that are stored at the kind of right at the top in the front of the first garage.
Yeah, that will take us closer to the front of the carriage.
That's no problem, I hope.
let's
And it's
check.
towards the top, so we might have to walk across some scaffolds and whatnot, but
Is
nothing we
there,
can't do.
I assume
Yeah,
there's
sure,
like some
before.
piping or something? Is... What?
Yeah.
Does anyone like know if we can find a map of where all the piping goes? Because then we can also find a map over this area, and maybe we can figure out if one of the pipes are being contaminated, or is it if it's the whole fucking batch.
Mate, this is Khoria. Do you know how old this train is? This train's been running
No.
for ages without anyone having a clue how it works. If you find the map, you find you find the local treasure.
Cool.
Yeah, why do you think I've just been leading you all instead of saying which way to go?
Even the university doesn't have a map.
Right.
So what you're saying is if we did find that map, we'd be very rich.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, any information on what happens here? or how it happens or whatever would be.
I think water tank
Example.
first priority then.
Closest water tank first. Oh, by the way, Felix, the water's magical. Don't drink it. The tap water. Probably the fountain water as well. Probably all the water.
I've got a question for the less magical folk. What happens if somebody like is full of what do you call it? The raw whatever?
The raw
Would
magic?
that do anything?
What do you mean if you're full of it?
Well, like if you've been drinking it for a year or something.
I assume
I
I pops
mean-
out, she bursts into flames. From a normal.
Yeah, here's the thing. That water didn't used to be magical. It might be related to what's going on right now. So, I've advised against drinking it. Actually, hang on. I just clean. Yeah, there's still some in my flask. Just a moment. I'm gonna just cast Dispel Magic on my flask.
Okay.
Specifically the water in it, really.
You see a sort of you all see sort of this bright flash come out the top of his flask as the energy is effectively just released, and then nothing.
No longer magical.
That's what Dispel Magic does.
Yep.
Do I still like see it?
No.
Okay, whatever. Alright
not there
guys, I can
anymore.
purify the water for us. We're good. And I drink it!
Okay, roll me a wisdom save.
Cock.
No, I'm joking.
With you, it's impossible to tell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I know.
To the water tanks.
Yeah.
Actually, would the blacksmith be on the way?
Yeah, that's our blacksmith buddy.
It depends how you get there, but the blacksmith is gonna probably actually, yeah. Yes, he would be because he'd be close to the front than Mathias' house, which is actually
Okay.
quite close to the back end of the first carriage because of his job.
Okay, okay.
So,
I'm just going to say to Felix, you wouldn't mind taking us to the blacksmith's pedal, would you? I've got a few questions to ask the kid that works there.
The kid.
Yeah, he's like 14, but he's as strong as me. It's weird. I like him.
Made fun of
It's-
halflings.
Yeah, he made fun of Pandal. It was pretty funny.
Is he taller than you, Pandal?
I don't want to talk about it.
Wait, is he?
He is taller than me.
Is it possible he's a dwarf instead of a child?
He didn't look like a dwarf, did he, Yargon? He was like a human
Nah.
kid.
no, it was a human kid.
I think he's a human.
He could be a weird dwarf.
Hmm,
Maybe.
Hmm.
Would you
Very
guys
well.
add things
I got a route we can take to there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I presume once again try to keep contact with other individuals to a minimum.
Or like do a salute.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
Probably
enough.
best.
Gale, just grab the duffel bag. Scaly just curls up, kind of like coils around me. All right, this way, and I just lead him off on the path.
Okay, you begin taking the sort of the path along some of the more obscure routes as you head over towards the blacksmith. It appears pretty much like business as usual in this area, although there are just a number of shops that you walk past that previously opened just closed during sort of midday. And the deeper you get into the first carriage, the more and more you see shops or lots of people dressed in black. There's lots of shops that are just closed, or just appear to have been abandoned. and it's quite clear, the deeper you go, that there's definitely something going on here. There's an awful lot of people are just sort of down on their luck. There's a lot of dead people all of a sudden. As you approach the blacksmith.
Imagine we just like land, finally get down from like whatever path we've been following, like on the nearby alley, and I just kind of pause and say, "Well, we're here."
Thank you very much. You're a star.
I try.
As you
Uh,
go to open the door, it's locked.
Yeah.
It's dark inside, no lights on, and there's a thin layer of dust over the glass on the door.
This doesn't look too good, does it?
First of all, I'm going to knock incredibly loudly.
Benefit, the prices of buildings are down, so might
You-
be able to find a house pretty cheap.
That's true.
So,
Lucky bitch! Do you know how many years I had to save for mine?
You have a
Sauriv
house?
slams his hand into
Oh,
the
really?
door a couple of times.
No, the
And-
place we stayed at yesterday I rent.
As
Oh,
you guys had to, you guys have to sort of take a step back to avoid just the coughing fit. This layer of dust just poofs off the door. And you wait,
Yes, that was my house, by the way.
and
That
for
is
a
a
moment,
joke.
nothing happens. And then, after a moment or so, nothing continues to happen.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I've been trying,
fucking
okay?
meme.
Been waiting. Yeah.
Are there people walking around nearby?
There's a few, but very, very few. Heads down, going someplace, not talking to people.
Are there any other shops open around here? Because it was in the marketplace, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
Mathias,
in a. But there's a sort of small marketplace that it kind of opens out onto. There's a few shops open, but most of them are closed in this area.
I'm gonna
Dragonborn's still here.
I'm gonna stop
You
one
don't
of the
see him.
people that are walking by.
Yeah. You stop this sort of this guy. He's wearing this black suit, tie, and sort of head down, not paying attention.
Excuse me, do you know what happened to the blacksmith? He's not open. He usually is.
Probably the same that's happened to everyone around here, pal. If I were you, I wouldn't bother wasting your time.
So he's dead?
So's everyone.
Everyone is dead.
Not most of
You
them.
ain't.
Yeah.
There's death.
I don't live here.
Where do you
What the
live?
hell are you doing here?
Shopping. And as you can see, he sort of gestures with his empty hands towards a number of shops. Unsuccessfully.
Is it just like this general area?
I thought this
Or
guy.
is
down,
it
train
possibly
now.
afflicted?
And he turns to you for the first time. You see this huge burn scar down the right side of his face that previously sort of was covered over by long hair and keeping the head down and not looking at you. This entire damn train's cursed, pal. Get off it as soon as you could if I were you.
It only seems to be getting worse, I remark from where I'm standing.
Huh, you're telling me.
At this point, Felix has put his hood up as well, kind of recognizing him motif. Or he's had his hood up the entire time, I would think.
Yeah, probably. The guy,
Because he's not working as a locksmith now, he's working as a rogue, so he's covering his face and whatnot.
sure. Yeah, the guy tries to sort of just move on.
Is there any of the... Because this is just in the first carriage.
He stops. Well,
This whole infection thing.
As I told you, buddy, it's worse in here, but there are cases in the other carriage.
it's spreading, man. It's spreading.
Yeah.
He walks on.
Hey, buddy.
What?
come on, guys.
Stopping again.
Yeah.
Turning towards you.
How'd you get in?
I live here, pal. Keeps walking.
Wait.
A minute ago, he said he
what?
didn't
For
live
Pete's
here.
sake,
Yeah.
wait.
Guys, leave
I
the
walk
man to
over
his
him.
device.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
let's just leave him. I think that might be best.
Felix walks over to him, taps him on the shoulder. Oi.
What? Stopping again. What do you
Does
Have
he
you ever
look
heard of a
pissed off
shop?
by now?
Have you ever heard of a shop called Manberry Crin?
What? No. Who are you?
Okay, listen. Do you know where you know 4th Street, right? Just about a couple of blocks down.
What do you want from me?
No, listen. Go down a couple of blocks. Take a right down to 4th Street. There will be a shop called Manberry Kren. It's been closed for years, but the door will be open. Walk inside. Go into the back, into the employees area. There'll be a hatch underneath some boxes. That'll let you get into the second carriage. And then I just pat him on the shoulder and walk towards the rest of the group.
Going home, dumbass. He keeps walking the direction he was going.
We
Towards
tried.
the rear end of the first carriage.
I chuckle at him as he says the "I'm going home, dumbass."
You see him
Or-
turn down the direction that you mentioned.
Of course. Chuckle a bit bitterly. Knew that was coming. Let's keep moving. Where to now?
Felix,
I'm
I
just.
appreciate the kindness, but you might just be infecting the other carriages with that.
This shit isn't viral, like I've already told you. It's some sort of magical phenomenon.
Yeah.
If it were viral, I point to like the flask or whatever the hell you put the ashes in. If it were viral, then it would have died out with the first person that went up in ashes.
Fair enough.
You
Point
know, the
made.
good old-fashioned burn the bodies to get rid of the disease. Yeah, the bodies burn themselves for us, yet it's still spreading.
Well, let's see what we can find out at the water tanks.
Fair enough. You wanted to go to the one closest here, or you want to go to the one closest to your
Yeah.
place?
I'll be just a second. I'm gonna go to one of the other shops or stalls, and I'm just gonna ask them, whoever it is, just, excuse me, do you know the old blacksmith that was there?
Yeah, what about him? He's a
Uh,
spry young
Where is he?
fellow. I haven't seen him in days, I'm afraid.
did he say anything before he left, or?
Not to me.
Uh,
I'm
All right,
afraid
then.
that no one around here has seen most of these people. I wouldn't keep your hopes up if I were you. You know
All
how
right.
things are.
I sure am.
I suppose. What is he selling, by the way?
He just appears to have a few sort of fruits and vegetables. Basic food.
I'm just gonna pick up an apple and toss him a silver. I'm just gonna say, thanks.
Thank you. He sort of fumbles to catch it and puts it into
I
a
look at
coin purse.
Sauriv, very confused.
Oh wait, no, fuck, no, I forgot I was playing fucking Sauriv.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, are you okay?
No, I wouldn't do that. I would just
He's
toss him a
infected.
silver.
Kill him!
I'm gonna go over to Sauriv. I'm like, Sauriv, you know that it looks a bit like meat. It's not meat, right? You know that's.
I'm fine.
I'm worried about you. You okay? You know that's
Yes.
fruit, right?
Yes, I am fine.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'll take it off you if you don't want it.
I didn't.
I didn't.
Play it out, Tochi.
Just keep going. Sauriv pitied someone so much that he got over his fear for just a moment.
Aw. Achievement, yeah.
And as soon as we're round the corner, I'm just going to fucking pelt it at the wall.
Can I catch it?
Roll a dex save.
It's a full Sauriv pelt. You're gonna go into the wall. with it,
Should
friend.
I
No.
roll strength or?
You don't need to roll against a 12.
Okay.
No, you attempt to catch it, but it just splatters across the wall, which is impressive for an apple.
Aw, damn it.
Okay.
Alright, follow me.
Sorry,
I say, and I
it's
just
fine.
start. No, it's
Fine.
fine. It's fine.
Whatever.
You-
Jump
Yeah,
me
that's-
around.
There's a bit of a phobia around vegetables and fruit and
I frown. Look over at him. Why is that?
I don't know what came over
I think
me.
his family was murdered by them or something.
Life
But do you,
gives
you
a bit
do
of a-
know that vegetables, you know, like meat and vegetables together on like a stick, you know, like a skewer, a shish kebab is what we call them. That still tastes amazing, right?
Well, I mean, we have stuff like that at home, but instead of vegetables, we just have more meat. and it tastes good. So
Yeah, but the
that's
vegetable
what I'd
gives
rather have.
seasoning to the meat to make the meat taste even better.
No.
Already on Sauriv's like shoulders, just doing the universal like cut it out. This is a bad route to go down. Felix. Like, this is not.
Fair enough, I say.
We
Follow me.
once smashed a hole in a bar when someone, I think, out of character, who was there actually again that illusioned a plate of vegetables?
Wasn't it you?
I
You.
believe that was you.
I thought it was
you.
Mathias actually, but
No,
think it was
I'm
you.
sure it was
pretty
you.
sure.
It was one of them. I think Mathias was the one who did the floating carrot first. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
it
and then
was
you-
Akane.
and
Then
They
you
both-
changed his
Ah.
food into vegetables, and then he
because
destroyed.
Yeah.
you're a bad
oh,
person.
yeah.
They made his
I
beer
don't know if
taste
it
of
was that,
carrot
but it
juice.
definitely made some of his food taste like vegetables. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, basically you've all been bad people to Sauriv.
Yeah, you're all bad people and you should feel bad about it.
I'm nice
I'll
to Sauriv.
I'll just keep it on. Someone
Pandal.
illusioned
Pandal.
a plate of vegetables in front of him, and he smashed a big hole in the bar.
Pandal. You can't say you've not been bad to Sauriv. You literally have an immortal tomato.
It's for combat
Just so
uses
you can-
only. You run faster when you're angry, okay? It's very useful.
So, where are you guys headed?
Water
The water
tanks.
tanks? Okay.
Yeah.
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 So, Mathias, where do you buy a house here?
Whoever happens to be selling one,
If that person is dead.
probably. Well,
I was
I
thinking.
honestly have no idea.
Okay.
Why would you want to buy a house in a train that's going to shit?
Decent price.
I'd wait till we maybe get this over with, bro.
Yeah, like I assume that we can kind of fix this thing.
Hopefully.
I hope we can.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hey,
I
And
can
there seems
even
to be a
buy.
blacksmith open, so I mean, got some tools there.
Maybe I can even buy a place of my own once this is over.
Hey,
Got some money
Mathias,
now.
Yeah.
that woman mentioned something about correct me if I heard this or not out of character, but did I hear about the about the missing college employees? I thought I did.
Could've
yeah,
probably
so-
did.
You asked if you'd be able to take people with us in, and she mentioned that sort of stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. Hey, Mathias, do you
Yeah?
think they'd have rewards out for finding your colleagues?
No idea. Good line of thinking. Look, if they're really missing, they're either dead, or they're in so much of a pickle they're gonna really appreciate the help. I know you one.
I shrugged my shoulders. I ain't getting paid my hourly rates today. Might as well try and get some money out of it.
Yeah. Honestly, I think an hourly rate is the least of your problems right now. If this place is as bad as it looks.
I've seen it ads worse. It's nothing new to me.
Cool. Oh well then. Onwards.
Yep.
So, you head onwards up towards the water tanks. A usually quite restricted area, although bizarrely, no one's really guarding them these days at the moment. At this time, which normally they would be. You make your way up towards these sort of huge water tanks at the front. As you approach them, they're maybe 8 or 9 stories tall, and half the width of the train at least. Maybe even more. Incredibly deep, incredibly wide. As you approach sort of the top of them where you can actually get to the water. It appears to be mostly completely unguarded. You open this sort of one of those hatches that has a sort of rusty circular handle on it, kind of similar to the one you faced out in the train halfway up Glassview Mountain. You crack open the handle. You make your way in. It seems to be completely normal. The water level's a couple of feet down from the top, not particularly far. There's sort of ladders all the way down the side. It's quite dark, but that's really the only thing of note. There's a sort of walkway that runs across the edge, and a single sort of grated walkway that runs over the top of the water. That is locked off by a small gate, which you could just hop over if you wanted to.
Jump down there and do the magic tea.
Yeah, just give me a few moments and I'll see if I find any magic here. And yes, I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay.
Well, cast it, ritual it, you know.
What's the radius on that? It's 30 feet, isn't it?
30 feet, yeah.
Okay, you cast detect magic, you look over the edge. It appears that there's a very, very faint aura of magic in the water, some kind of enchantment. You see it as the train is moving, the water sort of churns ever so slightly, and you see it appears to be sort of boiling up from the bottom. As if there's something deep below, but it doesn't extend far enough.
There's something in the water,
Mm-hmm.
like at the bottom or
What is it?
something. Magical. I can't really see it from here.
I just like look over the rest of you guys. Anybody got any tools for getting around?
Swimming?
I just look over at him. You just made it very clear that there's something magical in this water. Why the hell would we want to swim in it?
Yeah.
I'm good at swimming.
Isn't that the whole
No.
city's water?
Well, it's
Yeah.
How do you replenish
Something
your
in it.
water? Does anyone know?
Rain,
Out of rivers, I think.
rivers,
rain and
rain,
rivers,
yeah.
whatever we can get.
That
Is
they've
there any
pumped-
river or anything like that close by?
Well, not that we're stopped by. You
That's the
know,
one you
train
just
is
kinda
moving and
left.
all.
Yargon.
Yes.
There's no chance at all that this is like them boiling the water for sterilization, is it?
Roll an Arcana check.
I am good at that. 23.
You are
I'll
good at
get
that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You are good at that shit. What
Damn.
the fuck, dude?
Like we all had the same reaction.
What?
Wow.
High intelligence, apparently.
Maybe not
Expertise in
boiling it.
Arcana.
Probably not boiling it, but there are arcane methods of filtering water that could have a slight effect like this. Not something you've heard of in use in Khoria before, but they do exist.
I just like kneel over and say, well, I've heard of arcane filtering systems being put in some of the more well-to-do cities, but nothing like this in Khoria, and nothing that should leave this sort of magical trace that you're describing. I say, looking up.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've tried detecting enough magic before, and I never noticed any at my house before today. So there's clearly something up.
Did you identify what type of magic it was?
It was just raw magic, really.
Raw magic.
Yeah.
And
mean-
like from the flux.
Maybe I
Oh.
can polymorph into a water animal.
Yeah, or we can
I
try
don't
to
think
drain
it's a
some
good
of the
idea
water.
for any of us to enter the water.
We can just
Nope.
release some of the water and jump down a bit.
Yeah,
Well,
Don't
I'm
think
ex-
that's
expecting.
any of the. Don't think that's related to it.
what is?
What do you mean?
I mean, this probably isn't. You know,
Well, Larkin, go in there and check.
he sort of looks over the edge, and I'd rather not.
Oh, go on, you know you want to.
No, I really don't actually.
Do you not trust
So-
us?
Or you're
No, I just sort of don't want to swim. So
How
this
do you
point is,
know this isn't related?
Oh, it's probably not. No, it is it?
Why?
Well, why wouldn't it be?
Because just in the water, innit?
Yeah, and people drink the water. and
Yeah,
it the
it-
people.
They weren't
This
drinking
Okay.
can be very related.
Okay, let me pitch
Alright,
something
fuck
quick.
it. Someone work the grates open. I'm going in.
No, Mathias, before you go in, I'll pitch something to you quickly. If we think
Go
it's
ahead.
them drinking it, being submerged in it is probably going to heighten the effect, right? It's going to happen quicker.
Oh yeah.
So we say like 5 minutes in it, and we'll find out if it turns people or not.
And who wants to jump in it?
Does a 13 beat anybody's passive perception?
No.
Beats
No.
mine. Wait, it beats
Doesn't beat
mine.
mine.
I don't think it beats Scale. It may not beat Scaly's.
Yeah, probably doesn't.
Fine.
His passive is 11. Yeah, no, it beats
Okay.
both of
So-
ours, unfortunately.
Felix, looks like you're the only one who doesn't notice as Larkin begins casting some very basic spell.
What are you doing there?
Magic.
What kind of
Same! And I'm gonna cast Suggestion on Larkin.
Well,
Okay.
I suggest you go submerge yourself in that water and see what happens.
Hang on.
Wisdom save.
What's the
oh
and
no!
this is how we make a beholder.
Yay!
With a bunch of
This
magic
is how I
items.
lose my second character in this goddamn game. I should stop making good characters with this group.
You're the asshole
Wait,
with us.
did you suggest Felix?
No,
No,
Lark.
he suggested
Larkin.
Larkin.
Oh,
Larkin?
yeah, my son got that for a second, so I was confused with Max saying that.
Nope, that doesn't. Okay, no, that would work. Let's just check the
God,
exact targets on it. Wisdom
Sometimes I
save.
hate Pat so much.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no!
So,
Oh
Bastard.
god.
No!
He just looks over at you and. Alright then. And
good
with that-
luck, buddy!
Wait,
And I'm gonna
what?
inspire him as well.
Wait, what? I say as he says good luck and I look over to him. Wait, what?
He's gonna go
Well,
test it
sure,
for
if you
us.
volunteer.
He
Oh,
volunteered.
Should
said
we
he-
polymorph him?
Wait, didn't you just cast
No.
magic on him?
He was casting magic. I just wanted to join in. I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, yeah,
Did you just know,
Larkin
Felix? I don't know
just
what you're
walks
on
over to
about.
the edge, looks back at you and goes, "This isn't the reason." Dives in,
Okay.
and you just see him just splash into the water. Comes up a minute or two later, and just looks at you.
Anything
The
down
fuck
there?
was that for? He swims over towards the ladder.
I just wanted to see what would happen. You're fine, aren't you? You seemed very convinced.
He's
You should always
very
hold your
wet
convictions in high regard.
and starts
I
climbing
just
out.
put my
So
hands
is
to
there
my
anything
head.
down there?
Say, I decided to come to this god awful place with these random
What?
people.
This isn't the fucking reason you.
Well, what is the reason then?
Well, now we
Larkin?
know. Isn't that nice?
How do you know this is not the thing that's causing it? And also, what spell did it cause? Out of curiosity.
I was just looking for something.
You're looking for what, mate?
I'm looking for a rift between this plane and another one.
I see, now we're talking.
Oh,
that's
Not
all
what
I
according to
kind
you
of what?
then. Thanks for that fucking information, you dwarf bastard.
Like he sort of, as he stands up, absolutely soaked, Larkin's form shimmers, and he grows, and grows, and Larkin reaches 11 feet tall.
What?
I
You
take
see-
a lot of steps back.
A
Yeah, here
completely
is this-
featureless face with 3 eyes, and there's that Lopa stood before you. As you
Oh.
look up at it, you have an almost
Well,
very
look on.
faint sense, except for Felix and Jack. You all think you've seen him before.
Pull my pistol. So this is definitely the reason. This is the water is definitely poisoned.
He turns
No,
back
It's
to
this
Larkin.
guy again, and I'm gonna pull out my sword.
Whoa!
Very happy.
Whoa!
Back.
Whoa! I'm just gonna
Everyone
like
back
jump
off.
in between everybody and go, whoa! Okay.
He
Whoa.
steps backwards, holding up his sort of hands out towards you. They're foot-long fingers, all 3 of them on each hand, and then shifts his form back into Larkin. Whoa! Don't do that.
Give me one reason why I should.
You're definitely affected.
I'm here to help you.
No, that's something else.
Where
Yeah,
you
that's
the-
something
Something else
else,
that's
buddy.
creepy, but that's something else.
I have so many questions right now.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
I
point.
think we
I'm
like
just.
Mess.
I'm just gonna point my sword at him, and I'm just gonna say, "Last time I remember, were it you? I don't know. Looks like it. Well, either way, last
Does he
time I
have-
saw
does he
something
have
like
a-
you."
Does he have a
Well-
knuckle print on his head?
No.
Last time I looked at something like you, it was trying to kill us. So why should we trust you? I'll say it again.
You're the ones who invaded where we'd camped out.
Wait, what? He's just like looking over at him and then
You
looking
come
back
to
at
us.
the
We didn't
group.
do nothing to you.
That's not entirely
Why
true, though. It's well,
Why do you attacked us?
You attacked my minion first.
What?
No, we were in the field when suddenly lopers and claws.
This one, he points at Sauriv. This one punched one of my minions, who was keeping an eye on you because you attacked him, seeing through his invisibility. And you
What?
started heading towards us. We defended ourselves.
What? I see he's just looking around confused.
right.
Wait, I got.
I can
So
just
wait, he was
lean
what?
it over to Felix and be like, "This is kind of normal. Just keep it close to yourself, and stuff doesn't get explained."
I explained logics to you. You could
I
fuck
don't
off.
recall Sauriv punching anyone invisible.
I just look over at Jack and say, "You want to go see if there's a nearby bar that's open so that way we can let this lot figure this shit out?"
I wouldn't if I were you.
Okay. I just rub my head. Well, then I guess me and Jack are gonna go sit in the corner while you fuckers deal with whatever the hell's going on here.
Mm,
You just threaten them. Like, while we're right here pointing swords in your face, you're like, that's a good idea. I'll threaten these two nice people. Is that what you just did? Is that a thing you just did?
You don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
speaking of swords,
Don't
Sauriv,
attack
could you
me.
like not?
Okay, if you do
I'm
want us
here
to
to
attack us,
help
why
you.
Yeah,
don't you
no
just
bother.
threaten them?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Why are you casting magic on me?
I mean,
Because I don't like you and I wanted to see if that would turn you into a monstrous being. Which
I'm
seemingly
pretty-
worked out better than I thought it would.
Mathias face bombs.
I'm pretty sure if he was hostile, Notchakes would have probably seen through him. If she didn't already.
Yeah.
She knows what I am. She came to us.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask again. Why
She's a
did you
she.
attack us on sight then? If you're clearly smarter than you let on to be?
You're the ones who attacked us. Last time. We're just trying to
When?
do our jobs
Where?
and you attacked us.
Job.
Trying to do your jobs? What job?
He sort of looks at you a bit questioning and then... Alright, this is a long story.
We've got time.
Psst,
Yeah?
Jack. Hey, Jack.
Well,
yeah,
What's that thing you're always carrying around and pointing at people? Is that a gun?
yeah.
Oh, I heard the military were experimenting with them. You got an extra one? I was always hoping to try one out.
I have two of my own making and one of
he just...
something.
Larkin just looks over at you two somewhat confused.
What? We haven't been
Same.
given jack shit explanation as to what the fuck is going on, so we're just gonna entertain ourselves.
That's fair.
Okay,
To be
fine.
honest, I don't know much what's happening either.
Look, we're here to stop the flux taking over our plane of existence. We're not
Well-
from this world. Don't care for it. We're just trying to close up your fucking holes. Whatever you did, it's leaking into our plane.
Okay, I
it's
say with a
killing our
shrug.
people. Well, it's killing our people. So we're just trying to patch up the holes. And that's what we were doing when you showed up and attacked us.
Again, like a sign on the door. So many things could have avoided things, sickly
All
sentient
of it.
living things dying.
So are they just in the habit of normally going and killing random people? I say, looking
They
over. at
weren't
Jack.
people.
Mm,
They attacked us, or so we thought.
I mean,
We
he
were
seems
in
to
a
be able to
field.
speak. So doesn't that kind
Yeah.
of make him a person?
Didn't at the fucking
That's the
time
first
would have
time.
helped his case. Quite
Yes.
substantially, I might add.
You didn't speak your language. Didn't even know that you could speak until a few hours ago. A few days ago, whatever. Words. New to me.
Nyeh.
Okay,
That's
then.
just like,
so where is this flux thingy that is making all these people eyes
Fla-
and pop and stuff?
Flux is everywhere, but
It's just another one of these tears in your plane.
Yeah.
It's ripped
Can
itself
you figure out
open.
where it is?
I was in the middle of doing that when he threw me in there.
Yeah, just do it now so we can get on
Yeah,
with this.
now we can do that now. Now we've got an explanation from you, you bastard.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't tell
Can
us
we
what you're
just, like,
doing, we don't
not?
have anything to work on either.
Eh,
And not be angry and actually try to figure out the problem instead of.
I'm not angry, I'm
Dicking around.
annoyed.
do you feel like you're just constantly ignored by them?
Yep.
I just responded to your question.
Here, I think I can explain what's going on. Maybe once.
Right. Mathias will sit down cross-legged on the grates.
To one of you. It's a
What?
mental thing.
Oh
Cement.
boy.
Oh joy.
Oh, for the love of...
Right.
And you expect me to trust one of these assholes?
I just stand up and walk up to him.
One
Oh,
I'm
thing-
gonna
no,
throw a
that's
bag of
tasty.
fucking green crystals at him.
That's. Yeah.
Do you need a soul for it to work?
What? No. I don't think.
Alright, hit me up.
Very well. And you see Larkin's form, sort of shimmer, shift back into that of the Loper that you saw before.
Does he always do this?
I don't know.
He closes his eyes, sort of briefly, and you can almost see a sense of concentration on the very alien-looking face. His eyes close from the side in a pair of eyelids coming to meet in the other, and when he opens them again, instead of the regular red eyes, they're now cyan, just blank orbs of cyan. This faint sort of cyan mist comes off of them. He holds his hand out towards your head, Mathias, and places the palm of his hand on your head, wrapping his fingers most of the way around your head. And with that, I'm gonna have to take Gavin into a different channel because I think it's better that way.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So we'll
excellent.
be back in a minute. Sorry guys, but it's you can only do it once, so you know. Hey. Okay, so
One moment, please.
as Gav gets out his notes,
No, I was sneezing like crazy. I already have my notes out.
rip. So as he places his hand on your head, you feel your vision begin to fade, and then with this sort of blurred shift, you see Larkin. You see him from his point of view. You see him look down. He's shackled to a wall in a cell somewhere far too small for his body. He's covered in bruises and scars, cuts of all kind. The vision shifts again. You can feel that it's been about a day or so. He's a little less bruised, a little less cut. He's being led out of the prison. He's being brought into this chamber. You get a sense from him, from his emotions, that it's not a good place. It's a place where orders are given. Around him are thousands, if not more, Lopers. Many smaller ones, and then, reaching towards the end, they grow in height. And at the end, a single one, 30 foot tall, is sat on what you can only guess to be a throne. You can feel the other Lopers' feelings. You can sense their emotions, this feeling of shame and failure, all emanating in his direction as he slowly walks towards this Loper sat at the end, from which you feel this displeased patience. He kneels down in front of it. The feeling shifts suddenly to anger, and then regret, directed again in Larkin's direction, at his own failure. This continues for a brief moment, before the rest of the large Lopers around him, maybe 25 feet in height. It's difficult to get a bearing on them. You see them begin to, their eyes begin to glow, and these bright beams of sort of purple energy course into them. As this happens, you see and more feel this excruciating pain throughout every inch of his body, continually. He looks at himself, but you don't see any damage. It's just pain. The vision blurs. It's been about a day. You can see two Lopers now, these larger ones, continuing to blast him with these agonizing beams. buzz again. It's been about half a week. There's 3 of them now, and he's continuing to be tortured by them. The buzz again. Maybe a week's gone by now. He's no longer sure. The large Loper, the one you saw first, 30-foot tall one, returns. This time, wearing a purple sash. As it enters the room, the other 2 leave. The last one remains. The Grand Loper's feelings, you can feel, again, this anticipation, this almost excitement, and this chance of redemption. He turns to Larkin. Beside the large Loper is a woman, completely white, dressed in white, very short, barely knee-height on the Loper. You recognize her. Larkin looks up at this large Loper, and he begins to hear thoughts and feelings. You hear them now, echoed. They're far more complex than Larkin could understand, than you could understand. They're incredibly detailed. There's a plan of some part. Something more than you could anticipate or make up in your lifetime flashes by in an instant. And then you feel language beginning. Brief words. He picks out a single word. And, as his form begins to shift, Larkin shrinks. You can feel this fear as he looks down at himself in horror. As he looks at his hands, his now new height, he looks up at the woman. You can feel the shame of being so small. A single word pops to the forefront of his mind, and a stumbling voice sort of echoes as Larkin. At that, the Grand Loper's thoughts begin to feel happier, pleased, but guarded. And then they're gone. He knows he has to go with the white woman. She will help them. She opens a gateway, arcane in nature, and as she steps through, he follows, and you see the outsides of the intricately carved city of Vornadur, the sands blowing past. And then the vision fades and you return to your surroundings. We're going to rejoin the others. Okay, we're back.
Hi.
Whoa.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
This would be
Hell.
interesting.
At least I'm learning to type fast.
Fucking hell. That's your response. Thank you.
Meanwhile, everyone in
Well,
here is having an existential crisis.
Yeah, I'm having a moment, guys.
Apparently.
I'm
Having
just
a
kind of,
fucking moment.
I'm just accepting that Jack will never know what the fuck is going on, so it's fine.
Despite not
I'm
checks,
just
you can fuck
accepting the
off.
fact that my characters
I
will
tried.
consistently be pissed off by Mathias and Pandal.
You see, the rest of you see Larkin place his palm against Mathias' head. It lasts but an instant before he releases it. Mathias' eyes are beginning to exude the same cyan sort of mist for a brief second. And as he releases the hand, Mathias recoils, almost but just stopping himself. You can see he appears to be in immense pain. His entire body appears to be in
What?
pain.
What's happening?
Oi, what? I'm
Remark.
just gonna grab the hilt of my sword. I'm just gonna. Oi, what's happening?
Larkin shifts back to himself, to the dwarven version of himself.
I'm just looking between
Mathias
them.
is
two.
stood there dumbfounded. If the pain isn't too crippling, that is. If it is, he's lying on the floor dumbfounded.
It's not too crippling.
Okay.
It passes extremely quickly. The pain is gone, but it was there. You felt it. Larkin is just looking at Mathias, questioningly,
Explanation time.
waiting.
Well, if anything, that just raises a lot more questions, doesn't it?
What?
Yes, like what the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry for you, man. I don't know what to say.
Hello?
What?
I turn to Sauriv. Mate, put that
Alright.
sword away.
It's not out, I'm just holding it, because you looked like you were in pain after the weird man touched you.
Yeah, I was. It's fine.
Oh,
So
that's
a
a
sword is
sentence,
gonna help
Gav.
that?
Mhm.
Our society is bound by honour. Well,
Who?
ours. And after I was forced to retreat from you lot, they took none kindly to it.
Oh. So that's what happened then.
Wait, what?
Shit. Why do you stick around with us then? Just because of nut shakes?
Yeah. Because I have to. That's what I was told to
Fucking
do.
hell, man.
You saw.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to say.
He just kind of looks a bit confused, awkward, if he doesn't really know how to respond to that.
So,
Fixing the train.
Sorry, I
You
don't
need
know what's
to close
happening
Rift,
because my
yeah?
sound keeps cutting out. Trying to fix it.
Don't worry, none of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I keep cutting out half of the conversation every half a second or so.
It doesn't
Well,
make any
it-
difference.
Larkin, you're here to close rifts, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, do you have any idea where they are?
No. I know there's one
Are you
here that leads
positive?
to a different plane. Not ours.
And are you positive that it's causing this?
Well, that's why I'm here.
Okay, and are you positive it's not in the water?
He looks down into the water and you see him start casting the same spell again. And after a brief moment, you see him sort of turn his gaze back away from the water, roughly in the direction you came. Not quite. Yeah, it's not in the water.
Alright. Gentlemen, we've got a rift to close. Who's
Yeah.
down to, who's down for that?
Sure.
I have so
Well-
many questions.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd love
Answers
to
will
have
come
it.
later. We've got a job to do.
You might want to explain.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, our friend Larkin here is basically on a mission to save his people from whatever is leaking from our plane into his. Thus we have to close those rifts as soon as possible. And for Larkin's sake, we really don't want that mission to fail. If
Well,
Do
you
we know
think
yet
how much-
what's causing the train issues? But or
Larkin, do we?
I don't know.
Either way, it's a lead, it's worth checking out, and it's not in the water. Can you lead us to this? Are you getting a direction to that rift effectively?
Very basic. But yeah, something like that.
Alright, if you and Felix can take the lead and figure out a way there, then we can see what's going on.
I just like rub my forehead and start mumbling underneath my breath something about payments. Just get up. Alright, what way?
Looks like really confused at you, Mathias. Just looks really confused.
What?
What?
On?
Okay. And then he sort of points in a rough direction. That way. He's basically pointing straight through a wall.
Alright. Well, let's get going, boys.
Sure thing. You two lead the way.
Larkin sort of points the direction and looks at you, Felix, and
Yeah, hold on. And I just, I imagine I just start trying to follow that direction as closely as possible.
sure.
Like, try to give it away.
He will cast a spell, the same spell, a number of times during the journey. Every sort of minute or so, because it doesn't last long. Again, just leading you through some of the more main corridors. Every now and then, diverting you away from the sort of side routes. And after a little bit, when you're in one of the larger corridors, he's just directing you down. He's gonna just turn to you, Mathias. So you're not gonna tell them anything?
I mean, do you really just want me to be out with all of that?
Yes.
Well, I figure like they do.
Yes!
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Don't know how you guys work. It just seems like
I mean-
Apparently not together.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
no,
curious.
that's
kind of
together.
depressing.
First of
Don't
all, how
make
the
it-
fuck do you all meet? Second of all, why is he friendly or enemy or something? And like, how did he end up here? And like, generally everything else.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't quite understand why he's cordial with us either, because we did cause him more pain than you can imagine to ever receive in a bloody lifetime.
Right, from our perspective, Jack and Felix, what happened was we got attacked by something looking similar to him when he's not a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Hit back because that's very rude. It ran off, so we chased it. There are a bunch more of them. They continued to attack us, so we attacked them. That kind of happened for a while. Clearly, we hit one of them. It ran away. Clearly, this man, charmed as we all are, I'm sure. And then we heard nothing about it until just now. Didn't speak
That
to
is
us during this at all.
That's fine. And then from his
Yeah.
perspective,
Okay.
I'd like to know.
Well, what happened after Larkin here left off and retreated to your own plane, I presume?
he nods.
You basically were either trialed or convicted or whatever. You know, however long we took that trip to the mountains, to that train in your village, I nod over at Jack.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about how long he's been tortured for. Then he was
About
shrank
right.
to what he is now. Notshakes picked him up, took him to Furniture, and from there you know the story. So
Why
basically,
were you
we've caused Larkin here a lot of pain and grievances, so let's just get on with it.
why were you trialed and tortured?
Failed. I had a job to do, and you stopped me doing it. A
You
lot
could
of
have
people died.
communicated us at any time to be like, by the way, both are we are sentient creatures that can think and feel, so please don't hurt us. And B, been like, also our mission is very important and also concerns you and people you know. But I didn't hear any of those
No,
words.
They
so we have to
don't
your dots
quite.
now.
They don't
I'm-
quite communicate the way we do.
I'm
at
just
all.
gonna put my hand on Pandal's shoulder, and I'm just gonna, pretty much put my head down, take a slight bow. I'm just gonna say, sorry for causing you pain. We
So-
made mistakes.
Sorry,
We accept them.
he sort of nods in your direction. It's okay. I didn't even know that we could communicate with you.
So
Alright then.
both sides thought the other was never animals, essentially.
I've never
That's what
heard
it
of
looks like.
language before a couple of days ago.
Hmm.
Alright then. So, you made mistakes in your gathering information or whatever. We made mistakes by being too quick to act. There we go. Can we move on?
Yes.
Alright.
We're all catched up.
That's a start, but that's a start I can actually work with.
Felix, I'm sorry, we
We've been through some shit before we met
yeah,
you.
we ain't very good at people.
I think your friend in jail will attest to that.
Yeah.
And the bartender from my hometown.
What do they do to the
Yeah.
bartender?
Well, maybe we
Well-
did nothing to the bartender.
We did plenty to his bar, but not to him.
Oh my god.
I
You
mean,
guys just a walking catastrophe.
Yeah, God.
Essentially.
As
I
far as
mean,
I
I've been
know.
it
described
was
as that.
caused by him. I vote over at Pandal.
Technically was a unicorn, but yeah, I take responsibility for that. Also, Larkin, I apologize for. I mean, I still kind of hate you because you remind me of people I don't like. I apologize for causing you apparently extreme amounts of pain. And also murdering your friends, I suppose, even though I didn't actually do that, but I had a hand in it.
And
Oh,
giving
Felix.
him weird drugs.
They're just
Well,
small. The servants
I
that
mean-
do as they're told. Mostly.
hate to break it to you, buddy, we're now both small too, so
He sort of looks at you, looks at himself, and you can see this look of, like, utter shame on his face. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hit Pandal over the back of the head. Oi, that's not nice.
I mean, I'm literally small and so is he. And he still has a job to do, so let's go do it before more people die.
Yeah,
I don't want
buddy.
any more lives of sentient creatures on my hands. Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, let's do that.
Upwards and onwards. I start walking off.
Yeah.
I'll be giving Larkin the side eye the whole time.
He continues to direct you, and after a while, just sort of, is there's something else? What's that look for?
There is.
He, £2. What? What does that look for?
I just remind me of people I don't like, and I just can't get over it. It's just something about just a kind of shame, and yet you're still you're trying to stick by your ideals, but you don't have any. It's so strange. I'm sorry, I should take it out on you, but it's just so weird.
I'm not trying to stick by my ideals, I'm trying to save my entire people. That's all we've been doing for hundreds of years now.
Yeah, again, really sorry about that. Let's just go.
What the hell even happened here? Now that I've got the opportunity to ask you people.
We've got no clue.
Mm.
There's people growing extra limbs and eyeballs, bubbling up in.
Not that.
What?
Well, I think he's talking about us.
What's with
I
the
think he's talking about the
magic in this
flux
place?
and all that stuff.
Well,
Why
it's
is it so-
weird. I can tell you that much.
Why is it so
Don't
fucked up?
write anything. I don't know.
I
man.
don't
I do. I tell you.
Yeah,
I've been
it's just
trying
kind
to
I
of
think
figure
if
it
we
out
knew,
myself.
we'd be able to fix it.
Man, you can't
Hmm.
even write anything without it going messed up.
He just looks slightly confused as you say that.
Oh right, I guess you didn't do much writing, did you?
I didn't really have anything to write. We don't speak. You know that.
Yeah.
That's why I have to be
didn't speak.
small. So looks disgusted at himself as he says that.
Oh, Kevin.
He leads you on,
Let's carry on.
continues on towards down another sort of main street, and continues to lead you in the direction of one of the side streets. Eventually takes you down a smaller area on which you can into an area where weirdly the lights aren't on. Usually in Khoria there are sporadic arcane torches throughout the place, but there aren't here. The torches are just black. They're on, but they're just sort of black and not really giving off much in the way of a glow. Much in the way of a light at all. In fact, they don't give off any. The flames that ever burn are just like shadows flickering. He leads you over to what appears to be just a pool of water that's collected on the ground, next to a couple of market stalls in the middle of the street, all of which is completely abandoned. You see a few broken windows, but most of the houses along here, some of them pretty weird looking, are all abandoned, as far as you can tell. All empty. I think this is it.
This puddle?
Yeah. This is gonna take a little while. And he sits down next to it and starts pulling out some like little bits and pieces, and you see like some of those crystals like the ones you had, except blue, and some other things. And you see him sort of placing them sort of around the pod. This just
Right.
looks like a puddle.
Do you need any help?
No, but this might take an hour, so
Bloody hell, right.
You don't
Oh.
reckon anything would try to stop you, would it?
he looks up and goes, "Yeah, it might do. This usually attracts attention of some kind."
Oh, excellent.
I feel like
If you don't
Okay.
mind, I'll go sit over there and detect magic.
And
I
also,
Double
guess.
check my guns.
if this fails, it'll rip the tear wider, so don't let him stop me.
Oh, joyful.
Boy, grand.
Alright then.
Yeah, I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
And Larkin's form shifts back into that of the Loper, which does look a bit strange, wearing studded leather armour with a belt of dwarven kind, and like battle axes and things that are now really big.
I look at these battle axes. Does he have any swords?
Let's see.
That's
He
like
has a
any
rapier
kind.
on his belt.
That's
I
why
look
we
at
start drooling.
I look at the rapier with envy.
And he does have. He has 3 daggers. He has a rapier. There's a short bow across his back. He has a battle axe and a warhammer. He came armed for a fight, from what you can tell.
Yargon, do you have a picture of how it looks? No, it does. Something.
I got a perfect picture for you.
There is a
It's
picture in
like
the little
Slender with
lore thing.
like imagine Slender Man with like 3 eyes.
So,
going up.
Like
I realised
Black
I should have, yeah.
Good.
So, 11 foot tall, very slender in build. There's very faint black fur all across the body. The hands have 3 fingers each and a thumb. Each of the digits on his hand are about a foot in length. On the end of that, they have an inch-long claw that's just pure sort of onyx black. His face is featureless. No ears, no eyes, no hair, just a completely white, bald head. In the centre is a single large eye, and above it and below it, 2 slightly smaller eyes. The eyelids appear to be on either side, close over the eye, sort of vertically, narrowing them to little vertical slits. Yeah, the picture that Rick posted is pretty much it.
Thanks.
And with that, well, as he begins to start casting, you see no chanting, which is a little strange for a ritual spell, is what this appears to be. But he does begin drawing symbols with his fingers in and around the little puddle. You see him placing things and breaking some of the things, and, the little crystals, and sprinkling them over it. As this happens, you begin hearing this sort of wailing, screeching sound coming from either end of the corridor around you. As you look
Roll
around
result.
worriedly in the dark, you pull your sword out, and you see these very faintly glowing balls of flesh covered in little stalks and offshoots, mouths covering them, eyes all across their body as they sort of slowly float towards you, both of them slowly glowing. There's one approaching from either end of this corridor. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Yay.
Oh shit.
Joy.
Catch you in the next part.